Ladies and gentlemen, karibu sana ndani ya Mkenya Marekani. Today is a big show because we have a collaboration with Jamka Production. I'm telling you, Jamka is behind the scenes. So before we even continue, tafadhali, make sure you share this broadcast so that everybody can be able to get this conversation. Ama namna gani? And also, by the way, go to our channels, Mkenya Marekani, subscribe and click that bell so that anytime we are having any new information, you'll be the first one to receive this good news. And also go do the same thing to Jamka Production so that anytime Jamka does his thing here in Seattle, Washington, you'll be notified. And absolutely, that's the best support we can give one another. So without any further ado, as you eat your chicken in the new year, we have a very, very special guest. This show is all about inspiring people, and we have one very inspiring, I can call him young man. I don't know if he's older than me, but he represents the young people. So please, without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our guest today. Karibu sana mheshimiwa.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Habari ya kufika America?
Mzuri kabisa.
Yes. Have you experienced any like culture shock or anything, or this is your part of the many times you've been here?
No culture shock at all. Because this is my 6th time
to
be in the United States of America. So I've traveled to different states, even this time round.
Yeah.
So I'm getting used to the different kind of environment.
Yes.
The people, activities, and so on.
Yes. Absolutely. Amazing. So we'll start the show from the beginning by you introducing yourself to our guests. There's so many people here who maybe they might be new to you, others they may know you, but it's good to just bring them up to speed.
Okay. Let me say that my name is Paul Githinji Mogo, and I thank God this far, this 2022. We have just crossed over the year, and this is the first day. And I would like to give my warm wishes to each and everyone that is watching us, both in the United States and Kenya, plus all my friends here, my friends and customers in the diaspora.
I see you have a big crowd over here.
I wish you a very, very happy new year and a prosperous one for that matter. We thank God for this far.
Yes.
So I'm Paul Githinji Mogo. I am a businessman in Thika. That's where I do business in real estate.
Yes.
I was born and raised in a village called Mokoyoini. Mokoyoini is in Mangward, Gatudu North Sub-County, Kiambu County, in the Republic of Kenya, East Africa. Yes.
Wow. Amazing. So how was your journey like back in the day when you were growing up until you... describe to us a little bit. You know, it's very inspiring because there's a young boy out there who is looking at you, and now you're talking about even aspiring to become their leader. So tell us a little bit about your background.
As I've said, I was born and raised in Mokoyoini, and Mokoyoini is a rural setting. It's actually a village. So I grew up in a village setting. So I'm a village guy.
So ulitembea bila viatu?
Nilitembea bila viatu. Kusoma shuleni nikasoma bila viatu. Kuvaa viatu consistently maybe was from class 7 onwards.
Wow.
Lakini I'm the 10th born in our family. Our family is huge.
Wow.
Yeah, 5 boys, 5 girls. Come from a humble background. They all come from a rich family. And my parents taught me discipline, taught me how to be focused. And they inculcated religious ideology and values and ideals in me.
Yes.
So when I was growing up, I grew up as a Christian, and in school I was doing well.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, in class 8 I got 467 marks out of 700.
Wow. Were you the leader back then, or?
Could be like the second position.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, I secured a placement in Morodia Boys High School. Actually, I just got to know I would join that school like 3 or 4 days before I did so. Because there was the challenge of school fees. My mother just told me one morning, can we go to Nyamadhombe Secondary School, which is a day school near us. So, and then when I went to Nyamadhombe, I remember the secretary asked me, why are you coming to Nyamadhombe with 467 marks? You have secured yourself a good school
marks,
and you are coming to Nyamadhombe. Why? I explained to her that, I have to go ahead with the secondary education. And because there's no money, I have to join here because this is where we can afford.
Yes.
But a few days to that, I got some well-wisher, and I was able to place myself in Morodia High School, where I did Form 1, Form 2. Then the challenge came again when I was in Form 3.
Yeah.
I went to the same Nyamadhombe. Now I wanted to transfer. Actually, got late by around 2 or 3 weeks. But I remember the principal in Morodia refusing to actually release me because I was a disciplined boy.
Yeah.
I was doing well in class, getting position 1, position 2, or A, B plus, or so on.
Wow.
And so on. And he actually refused to release me. Actually, one of the boarding masters also stood his ground. He said, yeah, we are not releasing you. So if you can raise this much, we can secure you bursary. That time we didn't have bursary with the CDF. The bursary was coming from the Ministry of Education. So I was able to secure that, did Form 3, Form 4, and I did well in my KCSE, got a B plus. Despite all the challenges that were at home, no visiting, no pocket money and all that.
So you went suspension and all that, you're not in the same WhatsApp?
No. I never did it. And then after Form 4, after leaving Form 4, I joined a school in Kamwangi called Vineyard. Used to be called Vineyard. Those people who know Kamwangi well, near the DO's office, there was a school called Vineyard Academy.
Yeah.
That's where I secured a placement as an untrained teacher. I taught in 2003, 2004. Actually, I was being paid 2,500. And I was walking all the way from Mokoyoine to Kamwangi, a distance of about 5-6 kilometers.
But 2,500 you are rich.
Every day.
In the village.
Every
in
day.
The village.
Yeah. You could say that, but those schools have their own challenges and
absolutely.
all that. Yeah. Ahead for the children I was training, and I was able to survive. Then I joined Egerton University for 4 years, graduated in 2008, tarmac for some few months. Then I got a placement in the Tegemeo Institute of Agricultural Policy and Analysis because I was pursuing agribusiness management in Egerton University, where I got first-class honors.
Wow.
When I was in Egerton, I was doing small businesses to support myself. And actually, one of my friends here in the US, Steven, where I'm hosted, was my business partner when I was in college.
Yeah.
So I would delay 1-2 weeks so that I get to have money to go back to school. Actually, also, my brother supported me through the education. And once I secured the job, I did it for 1 year. That time, the MD was Governor Nyoro, the governor for Kiambu County.
Yeah.
We were working under him and doing agricultural research, focus group, and so on, and giving government agricultural policy. Then I secured another placement at Africa Harvest International. It is a biotech and agricultural technology NGO.
Yes.
We were doing tissue culture, banana farming, and marketing with farmers across Kenya. So that is where I worked in Murang'a, I worked in Kirinyaga, I worked in Nyeri. I got that exposure of farmer groups, working with the government and all these stakeholders.
Yeah.
As a project officer and later as a technical business advisor. I resigned in 2012 and to start my own company that also has made me come here to the US called Vestrak Africa Limited.
Yeah.
We are based in Thika, a real estate company. And that I used my small savings.
Yeah.
And I got a small credit from Unitas. And we were able to secure our first project. So from that time, 10 years down the line, we have been able to stay afloat.
Wow.
We thank God. and we are hoping for much more.
Amazing, amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, I see a lot of people are still watching. You have a lot of fan base here. I'm telling you, you're inspiring a whole generation. I see Joyce Perrin saying, go for it, son. You are our hero, you know. Then there's our Weru James. Please make sure you share, make sure you like, comment, so that you can help our algorithms here on Facebook and YouTube. So, and share to your friends. So, Mheshimiwa, how did you just thought of becoming a politician now, or can I say a leader, to lead now in that capacity of being a member of parliament?
As I have told you, I've dealt with the people a lot in business and in community work. Actually, what we were doing in that NGO is purely community work. And I worked for 5 years. That's why I got this experience of working with people, interpersonal skills, communication skills, coordination, and so on. And then I was also transforming lives, because when you train farmers and you do production and then you're looking for markets, you are changing the farmer throughout that value chain. And that is how I also got a burden back home, because I remember I actually went and introduced that tissue culture technology to some groups in Kamwangi, others in Gorongo, others in Kairi. I talked to them about it, although it was not my project area. So after that, towards 2015, 2016, I started developing interest in politics. Although that started a long time ago, because even when I was a primary school kid, I knew like all the ministers or the members of parliament. I can give you the history of multi-party from the time I was in class 1 up to the moment.
Wow.
But most of my family members didn't know it. They came to know it. They came to know about it like 2-3 years ago. Then in 2017, I was involved with national politics, Jubilee politics, Kiambu County politics, and so on. Then in 2019, I set up a foundation called Tuko Fresh Foundation. And Tuko Fresh, this means that it's a new beginning for our people, new beginning for Kenya, new beginning for the youth, new beginning for the downtrodden. And I did a needs assessment exercise in Gatundu North, where we were able to have focus groups and one-on-one interviews with the farmers. I have a full report of how Gatundu North is, what kind of challenges are affecting the people, their needs, where the gaps are, and I'm also able to, I also developed interventions. Because you don't start the challenges and leave it alone.
At that point,
you have to come up with interventions that are in line with those challenges and that are acceptable and sustainable to the people. So I developed about 6 programs. One is agribusiness and innovation, community water projects, there's the youth agenda, there's the education agenda, there's the health program, and there's the social justice and advocacy program.
I've seen, by the way, you've really achieved a lot in terms of the grassroots and just empowering people out there. So why can't you not continue with that? You have to get into the member of parliament.
You note that, okay, that one came even from the people. When I started working, even the issue of running was not in my mind. Although I had interest in politics. But as I continued to work from 2019, 2020, and even this year, most of the members that I work with, the groups that I work with, the focus group leaders, the opinion leaders, prevailed upon me. If we are able to do this without you being in office, what can we do? We can scale it up much more when you get political power. Because some of these challenges that are affecting our people, unless you have real political power, there's nothing that you can do about them. You have to go represent the people. You have to go legislate. You have to go oversight. You have to go and advocate, lobby, because that is how our Kenyan context is. So I've been able to achieve whatever I can achieve as a private citizen, and I can enumerate in agribusiness. We are helping groups organize themselves, community water projects, so that our farmers can have irrigation water, securing jobs for our young people, There is also the issue of talent, nurturing our talent, doing talent shows, motivation and mentorship of the youth, because most of the youth just require a person that they can talk to, a person they can identify with, a person who really knows their needs and can really address them from the point of knowing them, not just mentioning them. It is a matter of knowing the needs.
Yes, yes.
So that is what we have been doing, and I've hosted the medical camps so that we can also bring the culture of preventative medical care. It is here. It is being done in Washington. It is being done all over United States. You people go to hospitals to have checkups, and you are not sick that time. Why can't we do it in Kenya? We are losing our people, our energetic populace, due to non-communicable diseases, which are easily preventable. Because if we detect them early, we can prevent them. We can prevent the fatalities, and we are going to use some small cost as compared to when somebody is going to South Africa or going to India. Use millions of money.
Absolutely.
And that money is not there. It's people are doing fundraisers. So that is a very big cost to the community and to our society. We also donating wheelchairs. We actually have organizations that I'm partnering with that really assist us to donate wheelchairs to the physically to the people living with disability, to the terminally ill, and to the elderly. I have been able to donate about 52 wheelchairs. They don't pay anything. We pay our part. Our donor pays the rest. But we are able to give that gift of mobility to that child, 15-year child who has never gone to church or who has never gone to a social gathering. You have wheelchairs, many wheelchairs here that you can donate to Kenya, but maybe you don't have a channel where you can
the access.
Help our people. Some of those kids are confined in their bedrooms. Like I can give you a case. I went to a place called Motoma. Most of my viewers here who come from Watoto North will identify Motoma. It is near Mangu. When I went to Motoma, there's a 12-year kid I was donating a wheelchair to. And I met like over 200 residents of Motoma. And I was thinking, hey, nani aliambia watu na kuja kupatiana pesa huku sababu wamekuwa wengi hivi. And then I later came to realize that most of the neighbors don't know that kid, and it's a 12-year-old kid. Because they are restrained, they are confined in their bedroom because they don't have that wheelchair. So such are the cases that we have down there in the grassroots, in the villages. And unless you seek real political power, we cannot change some of these things. Because it is not a privilege. They are supposed. That's a right. They are supposed to have that gadget.
I've seen politicians who are ambitious like you, and they have the information. And because you are vast, well-traveled, you have the exposure to change the community. But once they tap into the seat itself, they get absorbed. Maybe because they are not politically correct or stuff like that. How do you still continue doing this good stuff you're doing, even in the government?
I can identify with your question and say, politicians do not change. It's only that the people don't know them. Some of the politicians who get into parliament, into the county assemblies, the Senate, come 3 or 4 or 5 months before the election. How do you know? Get to know somebody well when they come 3 months to the election, or whatever, 5 months or 6 months. So you have to live with the people, know their challenges. They also get to know you, because you cannot mask yourself for 2, 3, 4 years.
They'll unmask you.
You will be unmasked. So what we are really saying is that our people have to live with their leaders, identify them, know their track record, know whether they have integrity or not. Some of these things that some of these ideals that leaders are supposed to have in matters of leadership and governance, we only be known to the population once they live, they are able to interact for a period of time.
Another issue is you're not there yet, but I see sometimes that's why everybody wants to enter into politics. like here in the US, we never noticed the leaders. But in Kenya, do you think like the money they use in the leaders is so much money that can be used already to change the community? Like when a governor is maybe moving from point A to B, the outrage of cars that he uses, or the motorcade of maybe a member of parliament, do you think that is something we can reduce so that that money can be channeled to help, like buying those wheelchairs? We don't have to depend on donation all the times. Yeah. So do you think that the government can do better? And once you are there, do you think you can be able to drive that? Because when they say they want to cut like the pay, no member of parliament or governor is always going with that rhyme.
Yeah, I can say that yes, there's a lot of plunder and wastage of government resources that is going on at national and county levels, and we can do better because there is room for improvement.
Always.
If leaders were to identify the challenges that are facing the people and know that there are Kenyans who cannot afford a square meal, Kenyans who cannot afford decent housing, Kenyans who cannot afford clothing.
Yeah.
And we are in the 21st century because those are the three basic human needs that you ought to have. You know that some of our youth are going even to countries where they are literally becoming slaves. You know that. You know, some countries where our youth are really struggling. So we can do better. We can improve. And as a leader, I've vowed that when I go to Parliament, I'll really do the work that is that I'm mandated to do by the people.
Yeah.
That of representation, that of legislation, and that of oversighting the government. As an MP, as a member of Parliament, you are there to oversight the government and to check the excesses of the government. You are there as a voice of the people. You are there to represent the people and to represent whatever they have as grievances, their concerns, their needs, their dreams, and so on. And some of these things that are happening, people always say that people think that Kenyans love corruption, and that is not the case. Let's go back to history. In 2002, that December, when Mwai Kibaki was elected president, and he took the reins of power, immediately the first, second, or the third month, Kenyans were arresting policemen, traffic policemen, while taking bribes.
Yes.
Because that time it was a new dawn, and it can still happen today. Yeah. You remember when Barack Obama came to Kenya in 2016, he said that corruption is this big, big burden that has been on the shoulders and the backs of Kenyans, and they have to make a choice. They have to make a choice. And when we have leadership, starting from the MCA, members of parliament, governors, and so on, up to the president in 2022, if we have those kind of leaders that really want to bring a new dawn, Kenyans, you start arresting those policemen. Kenyans, you resist, they won't bribe anymore. And I know it can happen because it is a burden that has been there. It is even being felt by you people in the diaspora. Yeah, when you come to Kenya, you are asked to bribe for this, to bribe for that, to bribe for whatever.
At the airport.
For you to get the services that you are supposed to get for free. So some of these things that are bedeviling us can be done if there is the willpower from the leadership, trickling all the way down to the grassroots.
Yeah. Absolutely amazing. This is a question that maybe I don't know what is your take on this, but do you think Kenyans, we are moving to the right direction when it comes to voting? Because we are used to voting by tribe, not by what I can do to you, or like it was that other person, now it's my turn by force, stuff like that. Do you think we are changing? Or if we didn't have a godfather, we cannot elect you? Do you think people are now moving towards, gravitating towards the right mentality when it comes to now real voting?
I can say that change is happening, albeit in a very slow motion. If you go back to history, because history also informs what is happening,
yes,
and what will happen. You realize that in the 2017 general election, there was the John Paul Mwitigi from Meru. He was a university student, and he was elected, and he didn't have money to give handouts and all that. Actually, he didn't even have a car. You remember His Excellency the President
gave him
donating a car when he went for a Jubilee PG in State House via matatu. In Thika, where I do business, there's a ward called Gatuayaga, and they elected a young guy through Maendeleo Chap Party, and he was selling coffee in the evening to the residents of Gatuanyaga.
Wow.
He is now in the assembly. People are slowly but surely changing course and changing tact. And I know come the 2022 general election, there will be a lot of surprises. Very many independent candidates. Actually, what has been happening with the political parties in this country is that political parties dictate and they squeeze down the throat of the electorate candidates that are unpopular, and the popular candidates are left out. I'm very, very glad that there is a provision for aspirants to be independent. And there are so many parties right now to choose from. So I see a situation whereby the electorate from the MC or to the president level will be looking for track records. They'll be looking for people who have been with them in their time of need, but not Johnny come late, who come with the bags of money. Because I've been telling my people in Gatoto North, because I move to every corner, to every village, and engaging each and every level of the society. And I usually tell them, if somebody helps you today with 1,000 or 2,000 or 5,000, you'll be waiting for that person tomorrow. And they will not be there for you because it's not sustainable. But if you come today and I organize your farming, I help you to do horticultural farming, I help you do agriculture, I help you form a group, form a circle, form an association of farmers, and you reduce your cost, you get into the market, that is sustainable. You'll still be deriving income when Paul Moko is not there. But if you depend on handout, it is not sustainable. And that is why people complain all the time. We ought to have long-term solutions to the problems that have been deviling our country.
Absolutely.
Our sub-counties, our wards, and our counties.
So do you have to, like, in the mode that you're using for your campaigns, do you like have to kind of teach people your ways? Because if you don't do handouts and they expect you to do handouts, like your ways is maybe to teach people how to fish, not to give them fish for daily, whereby if you even are not elected, who will be giving them that fish? So you have to train them how your ways are in a kind of way.
You have first to identify with the people. At whatever level they are. Even Paul in the Bible, when we went to preach to the people and they did not believe in any God, alikuwa anasema wacha kwanza tuogea huyo Mungu mwenye hajulikani before I bring my God to you. Sindio? So I identify with the people, even in Gatoto North, at whatever level. But we have been carrying out serious civic education for 3 years. And one of the things that is challenging our country and our constituency for that matter is that most of Kenyans do not associate politics and their everyday lives. They think that these are two separate issues, and they are not. Politics and our everyday life are intertwined. Nikisema kwa Kikuyu, for those people who understand Kikuyu, they have a very great and deep relationship, politics and our everyday life. Why are you able to secure employment in America and somebody else is not securing employment in Kenya? Okay? It's the issue of politics. It's the issue of leadership. It's the issue of governance. Okay? And that is why former President Daniel Arap Moi used to say, siasa mbaya, maisha mbaya. Siasa mbaya, maisha mbaya. Why are you moving from Gatoto town, heading to Kang'o, the border of Gatundu North and South, and then when you are asleep in a matatu, you realize that you have gotten into Gatundu North. It's because of bad politics.
Yeah.
Kwa nini ujue na hii ni nchi moja? Those are not different continents.
Yeah.
Those are not different countries. This constituency and this constituency, they are together. They should have some form of level development. I mean, equitable development. Why is it not happening? So siasa mbaya, maisha mbaya. And that is what I'm saying. Politics dictates even what is in your pocket. It dictates your disposable income, where your children go to school, whether they even school altogether, what you wear, and so on. It is dictated by politics. Even the kind of healthcare that you access is dictated by politics.
Yeah.
Like now, our healthcare is devolved in Kenya. So if you elect a governor who has no interest of Kenyans at heart, and he neglects paying the nurses, the doctors, the healthcare workers, and improving the infrastructure of our health facilities, you go to Gatundu, you go to Ikegani, you go to wherever, and you will die there. You'll have died because of bad politics.
Yes.
Not because you are supposed to die. So some of the things that are facing our people really is due to bad leadership. It's due to bad governance.
Yes. And I like what Professor PLO Lumumba always says, that people who have an idea have no power. But people without any idea, they have the power. So, but we are changing that situation, because I've seen Kenyans, number one, are changing, and they are looking now into minds that are well refurbished to take the task. And as I see a lot of people, I'm telling you, you have a big army here saying you're shaped right for the job. Yeah, I see. Let me big up some few people, so yeah, wajue tuko pamoja. Naona
nasema hivi ukisoma.
Yeah.
Nchi yetu ya Kenya ni yetu na hatuhami.
Yeah.
Na hatutaitengeneza ati kwanza tuhame ati ndio tutengeneze. Hapana. Tutaitengeneza tukiwa wapi?
Ndani.
Hata tutatengeneza tukiwa wapi?
Ndani pale.
Na hatununui uoga, hatujui bei ya uoga. Endelea.
Let me shout out to some people. I see Mwehaki Wanganga anasema ako ndani, and yes, 100%. Let's change our country for the better. We don't want to be. Otherwise, if our country was the level where we want, we will not be coming to US. We'll be staying in our country.
Yeah, why would we come here?
We will not be coming. We will not be coming. So, and thank you for people like you who are willing to do that. I see Hannah Ngigi anasema watching also from California. You have people all over
California,
all over you. So you're having an invite in direct.
Yeah, those are Kenyans. And by the way, let me tell you, I've gone to so many states in this republic, in the USA.
Yes.
And the common denominator is that the Kenyans living here want Kenya to improve. That's the denominator. Because that's where your parents are. That's where your kids are.
Yes.
That's where you were born.
Yes.
That's where your roots are. So even if you have based your life here, you would want Kenya to be okay.
Yes.
You would want Kenya to be another United States. And if it is another United States, some of you can even go back home, bring your expertise, bring your knowledge, bring your experience.
Yes.
Ndio tusonge mbele.
Ndio tusonge mbele. Like right now there is a big I know 2022 is going to be very busy with running up and down, and there's also the issue of COVID in the country. How is the plans like to run both the campaigns and also to make sure the people are safe?
I know you know that the Ministry of Health has issued guidelines, COVID guidelines. And as leaders, as a leader myself, in whatever public fora that I attend, I remind people that we have to follow the Ministry of Health guidelines on COVID-19.
Yeah.
Strictly. The issue of social distancing, masking up, washing your hands, sanitizing, and so on. And of late, you know, the vaccine, we have over 5 types of vaccines in Kenya. And our people are really taking it up. You know, there's now the booster. So we are talking to the people who are not vaccinated to do so, because it is very, very important for themselves, for their families, for their neighbors, and for the whole community, because we can only defeat this coronavirus disease if we have concerted efforts towards defeating it.
Mm-hmm.
So the main thing here is following the Ministry of Health guidelines, vaccination, and any other regulations that the government issues towards defeating this pandemic.
Yeah. On that same very breath, I would want, this is like a personal question that I've been wondering.
Mm-hmm.
Like when the COVID arose, you know, we have doctors, we have scientists in Kenya,
Mm-hmm.
but when we talk about COVID vaccine and boosters, we only depend from issued ones from abroad,
Mm-hmm.
from China, from US, and mostly sometimes they are even donations.
Mm-hmm.
How can we empower those scholars back home so that their education is put into a test to even come up with some of these tests? The vaccines we're talking about.
What I know and what I can say is that we have the necessary expertise.
Mm-hmm.
Our health care workers are knowledgeable. We have scientists in the country. We have everything. I think what the government now needs to invest in is the infrastructure part of it. I know KEMRI, Kenya Medical Research Institute, has been doing a lot when it comes to COVID. They have done a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But more needs to be done. There's room for improvement. We need to secure technology. We need to secure training. We need to secure the necessary infrastructure when it comes to health, so that any other time we have a pandemic of that nature, we will be prepared,
Mm-hmm.
and we shall be up to the task to ensure that we do not lose our people to such kind of pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we can also commend the government. It was able to move quickly to address this COVID pandemic. You know, the issue of restrictions, civic education, the issuing of guidelines, and so on. Kenya is among the countries that responded very well.
Absolutely.
When it came to this pandemic.
Yes.
There are countries that were really overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, our healthcare is not at par with some of these countries like the US and other countries, but we were able to do well compared to the resources and the infrastructure that is there.
Mm-hmm.
Our healthcare workers also did proud. They
A tremendous job.
Their lives on the line and so on.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for whoever who is watching and you are sharing this. We really want to applaud you for the good job that you're doing. Keep doing that, and make sure you share to all the groups that you have. Kama ni WhatsApp, kama ni pale Facebook group, before we even come to a conclusion. This is just a direct question to you. In your first 100 days, if you clinch this chair, what are you going to do to the people of Gatondo?
Thank you so much. You know, I have been having the agenda of the youth. And you know, it is a thorn in the flesh of very, very many families. We need to do something about the alcohol and drug abuse. It's really, really, really affecting our youth in Gatondo North.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that case is unique in Gatondo North, because if you go to many shopping centers, you see the youth just there idling, and they don't have anything to do. I would wish to bring those youth into an organized forum, and I've been doing it.
Yeah.
One, to change their mindset, because some just need a change of mindset and they will be good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, organize them and really give them the civic education that there are even funds from the government that they are supposed to go for at Kamwangi, and they are not even aware.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, number two. Number three, organize those that have passion for agriculture and agribusiness and horticulture to come together. I have partners that have been really helping me to fund such kind of groups, and they would really come in handy to just boost them and ensure that they are carrying out good economic activities and real and sustainable projects. You know, in Gatodo North, we have very, very many value chains. To mention, we have pineapples, we have avocado, we have macadamia, we have the dairy cattle, we have poultry, and so on. And our youth can be absorbed in such kind of ventures. Already, I have started about 2 enterprises helping farmers come up with what we call cottage industries, because that is what we absorb our youth.
Yeah.
So I will not even wait for those to be elected. I'm continuing with my agenda myself.
Yeah.
And there is for those people who know the Ngeni, there is Badea Coffee Millers, a private owned enterprise comprising of about 300 farmers. Have been able to secure funding for them, and they'll be able to employ hundreds of our youth in Gatodo North. There is another enterprise coming up in a place called Kangon. Have secured funding for them. They'll be doing banana flour processing, banana crisps, and so on. It is also going to employ some youth. When we have such kind of ventures, that is what will really help our people. Of course, we have to push the issue of infrastructure. That will not happen in 3 months, but it will happen in due time, so that our farmers can deliver their produce to the market. We also have to look at the software part of education. Yes, schools are being built. Okay, we are doing the hardware. What about the software? So we really have to up our game when it comes to motivation and mentorship in both primary and secondary schools, so that boy you were talking about when we were beginning the interview, who comes from a humble background, will be able to believe that they can be somebody in future if they are focused and if they work hard in school, isn't it? And we also need to inculcate the right ideals in our children, because when we inculcate the right ideology, those kids will develop a culture of hard work from the time that they are in school, to know that there is no shortcut in life. Okay, so that we cut out that culture of shortcuts. We have to do that in school already. Of course, we have to really push for good grades. We have to push for technical training. In fact, in Gatodo North, that's one of my agenda, because it will absorb so many youth, because we have vocational training centers. The government has earmarked Getwamba. In Getwamba, what the government has earmarked to build a technical training institute that will absorb so many Form 4 leavers and so many of our youth to do technical courses that will be able to employ themselves and employ others.
Yeah, there are so many scholarships that are available, even with the US Embassy. And how do you make sure that you secure some of those scholarships for the young boy and girl we're talking about?
Actually, that is what we have started with. There's a guy from Kairi called Alex Kangeve. He lives in California. He might be watching us. Those are some of the things that we have been doing with him. And there are a few of our youth from Gatodo North that have come here to pursue further education as they better their lives. You note that there is a shortage of nurses. As I moved around, I have talked to people who are in the health sector, and I've been able to know that there is a shortage here after COVID of health practitioners. And I've been able to talk to a few youth in Gatodo North about the kind of opportunity that they can exploit. And when I go back home in a week or so time, I'll be able to rope in others who are nurses and they're in the health sector, so that they can apply for these scholarships, for these programs, come over here and be able to better their lives as they do so for others.
Yeah, in that part, there's somebody who retaliated the question that I'm about to ask about health. You know, like there's a lot about health, and I don't get to hear people who want to maybe become a leader, either governor, either MP, talk about health into details, because there are a lot of people who are suffering because maybe even of kidney failure, cancer for the women. Breast cancer is a big issue nowadays. What will you try and do to increase the centers that are available so that we can try and curb the existence of that disease?
Okay, what I will say is that as a member of parliament, it is good for everyone to know that the health function is devolved and it is under the counties.
Oh, okay.
But what you can do as a representative of the people is to work closely with the county government of wherever your constituency lies. Like myself, I would be very, very keen to work closely with the governor, CEC Health, and everyone who is in charge of the health sector at county level or even at national level, to ensure that we sensitize our people on NHIF. NHIF is the most basic form of insurance in Kenya. We are supposed to have everyone on board. And some of these fundraisings that are there in the villages would be addressed by such simple sensitization. When you're here, you can actually pay 500 shillings for your mom back home. For your parent back home.
Is a thing online or?
Yes, it is via M-Pesa. You can actually, you just need their ID number and you pay via NHIF's pay bill. And if anything happens, they will be and they have to be admitted in hospital or something, or they require specialized treatment, dialysis, and so on. NHIF has been covering some of these things. So that is what we need to do. Number two, we need to sensitize our people on the need of preventative health care, because it is in our culture that we wait for us to be really sick for us to seek medical attention. Some of these, I'm not a health practitioner, but some of these diseases have got their signals. They have symptoms. There's a way that the body signals you there's something going on in your body. So once you ignore a headache or whatever,
becomes something.
It becomes something bigger that would be prevented if you would have sought health intervention in the first place.
I think before we just bring this show to an end, there's one very important thing, because as I've seen from the looks of this show, you have a lot of people here in diaspora. But the unfortunate thing is that we cannot vote for any other seat apart from the president. And the ambassador was here like 2 weeks ago. I captured some of his interviews on my platform, and they're still working on that. So I believe, because you've come to diaspora, and that's one of the biggest needs that we have. People need to exercise their right, because we're still Kenyans.
Yes, and as I've told you, people here in the United States and other countries really want everything to be okay at home. That is the common denominator.
Yes.
Number two, when it comes to the issue of voting, election and voting matters are under Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC. And we are moving in the right direction, because people in the diaspora have not been voting, but there are indications from the IEBC that will start maybe at presidential ballot. If we are able to start at that, and our electioneering will scale up in technology and have online voting or something like that in the near future, it is very possible now to rope in the other 5 seats that are electable in Kenya. You note that it would be a logistical nightmare for them to organize the other 5 seats. It is understandable, but if there is a framework and a structure, that can happen. And let me talk to the Kenyans in the diaspora and say the following. One, your participation and level of involvement in Kenyan matters is not confined only in the issue of voting. There are so many things that we can do together if there is a framework and structure, the right channels and structures for us to work together. Let me tell you that it has been recorded that the diaspora gives remittances of over 300 billion to Kenya.
We are the leading cash crop.
Almost 60% of that comes from the United States. That means that there is a lot of money that you and all these friends I'm seeing here and in other countries and states have, that if we could come up with the right structures and the frameworks of investment, leave alone now remittances.
Yeah.
We come up with investment vehicles that you have diaspora roped in. We could even have an extra 500 billion coming into the country. Maybe you earn your whatever through government or something. You earn whatever you're going to earn, and the government benefits, and that is where we get more roads, more electricity, more water, proper healthcare, and so on.
But do you think we already help enough? Like one person, when they're here, they help a full village.
I'm saying
indirectly.
Other now than the remittances. I've talked about the remittances. Yeah. Whatever you said to your family or for your own personal needs.
Yeah.
We can come up with a partnership.
Okay. Yeah.
Between you people in the diaspora, if there is the right framework, and the government back home.
Yes.
Where you people come and invest, maybe with the government or something. We come up with the investment vehicles to push our development agenda forward. As you benefit, we shall also the government shall benefit, our people shall benefit, and so on.
Yes.
We also need to look into the issue of your voice, because you are emitting so much. Maybe you can even have your representative at maybe cabinet level and so on. I've heard one of the presidential candidates talking about you diaspora being represented at cabinet level.
Yes.
Which you also add to your voice. Some of the things that are challenging you, like the issue of passport, you have an expired passport, you are required to do this, you're required to do that, go to Washington, and
that's a big issue here.
All those issues, you know them, can better be addressed when you have maybe a representative or your voice is being heard in an office that matters, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
I also appreciate what the embassy is doing, but they can do more. They can do more.
Yes, there's always room for improvement and more. So thank you, Sana Mheshimiwa. What's your parting shot?
Parting shot is, as the youth of the great Republic of Kenya, we have declared that this time round, safari we are not going to be relegated to the periphery on the matters of leadership and governance. We shall fight at the negotiation table.
Yes. Will not be the menu.
And we shall not be the menu.
Yes.
We shall be the negotiators.
Yes.
We shall be the negotiators. The reason as to why we are calling ourselves negotiators is because we are the majority in the Republic of Kenya.
Yeah.
And we have to drive our country forward, have the right destiny. Our kids do not have now to come to America. They need to find a good country.
Yes.
That is the level of a middle level income. We have to achieve the Vision 2030 blueprint through the various interventions that we are going to have.
Yes.
So I am vying for the member of parliament for Gatodo North, not because of the Gatodo North residents. I want to bring about a change in the Republic of Kenya. Even if I'll be a lone ranger voice that is talking about the interest of Wanjiku, I better be.
Yes.
Because if I just stay in the trenches and complain from there, then it means that we are not going to experience any positive change.
Yeah, you become a part of the perpetrators.
So mimi nitakuwa ndani.
Yeah.
Nitakuwa kwenye kinyang'anyiro.
Yes.
I know they are wazes with money. I don't fear them. I'm talking to Wanjiku directly.
Yes.
I am afraid to Wanjiku. They see me, I'm visible. I'm close to them and I'm close to their hearts.
Yeah.
Nane gugatiri na gikuyu.
Face the camera, tell them.
Gugatiri na gikuyu. Ngoro ya guteithia ndiguragwo. So even if a leader comes with bags of money and they pretend to be close to you, ngoro ya guteithia ndiguragwo. So mimi nimekuwa na watu, nitakuwa nao before the election, during the election, after the election, and I know that Gatundu North people, once they elect me on the 9th of August, they are going to give me 2 or 3 terms for me to work for them. And then we continue changing the rest of the country. And in Parliament, I'll be a voice of the people. I want to be a voice of that youth that is in the village, in the grassroots, that farmer in the grassroots, that woman that doesn't access proper health care, maternal care, and so on. I want to be the voice of that student who is not even accessing bursary or something. I want to be the voice of farmer groups. I want to be the voice of the businessman, the small-scale businessman, the bababoga, the boda. I want to be their voice. So we are not relenting on lobbying and addressing the challenges that we have right now, but we shall scale it much higher when we achieve political power. So we hope for a better 2022, and I'm more than ready. As Moses Kuria said, I am going to be strong like him when he comes out of hospital, just like the butcher's dog. I'll be strong. Thank you.
Asante sana, asante sana. Thank you sana mheshimiwa. Everybody likes your spirit. I love the parting shot.
Kabisa.
Goro yago teibia
Digora kuo.
kabisa. I will not add a cent. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Guys, make sure you support him if you're in Gatundu. Make sure you support him, and also support Jamka. Support Mkenya Marekani by subscribing. You see some of the information we are bringing you. So make sure you do that. Support us. Ebu ambia wawish watu wako happy new year. Waambie message ndogo ya happy new year na something.
Yeah, I'll start with my lovely wife and kids in Thika. Happy 2022. My family and my village in Mokoyoine, happy 2022. And the whole of Gatundu North, Kenyans in the diaspora and Kenyans in general, have a happy and prosperous 2022. As we forge forward, we believe and trust in the Lord because He makes everything beautiful at His own time. Thank you, and God bless you. God bless Kenya. Amen.
Habari mheshimiwa.
Nzuri sana.
Karibu to US.
Asante kabisa.
Yeah. Tunafurahi sana kwa sababu tunataka kuondoa the old generation. Wale wamekuwa kwa serikali. Tunataka new generation, young people. Tuko na wewe mpaka mwisho.
Kabisa.
Hii kiti ni yako.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Welcome to US.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.